Hey everyone! Hi! It's Catherine Massel, Ascending Earth Creatrix, Intuitive Energy Healer. Hello, hello, hello. Going to share this in a few places before we get into it. I'm actually starting on time. Surprising myself even. So let me see. Here I am. So I'm going to share this on my timeline. And I'm going to share it in my Facebook group, Ascending Earth Creatrix. So if you're not in my Facebook group, Ascending Earth Creatrix, and you are a female, it's interesting how many times I get men trying to join. Hi, Angela. But that's all good. I'm giving off good positive vibes, and I just attract positive people. But yeah, it is a group for women only, Ascending Earth Creatrix. If you are interested in already dealing with ascension energies and trying to make sense of them, make more sense out of them, and learn how to use ascension energies for your highest and best benefit at this time, you might like Ascending Earth Creatrix, and you'd be most welcome to join. Happy full moon eclipse, the longest lunar eclipse in a century, something like that. So blood moon lunar eclipse, Mercury Retrograde, Lionsgate portal. Holy moly, talk about compounding celestial energies. We have this convergence of celestial energies right now, and it's if you haven't felt already, really, really powerful. We've actually begun the Lionsgate portal of energies yesterday. Mercury Retrograde yesterday. Mercury Retrograde, I think, goes for 3 weeks. Someone correct me if I am wrong on that. I'm not really sure of the full cycle of Mercury Retrograde for this part of 2018. Oh, you can't see it tonight? Bummer. It's actually been clear here. We've had a lot of smoke from fires. I'm literally surrounded by wildfires in California right now. So we had a little bit of rain, and that kind of cleared out a lot of the smoke and helped with the fires, which is really good. So I might actually be able to, usually I can see lots and lots of stars up here at night. I haven't been able to this summer because of the smoke, but I think tonight I might be able to see the eclipse. I hope. We shall see, in the stars and all that good stuff. I got my chlorophyll water, so I am detoxing during this time, which is one of the things I'm going to talk about. I gotta write it down before I forget. Okay, so it's kind of a go-to for a lot of I'm hoping the clouds blow away too, Angela. I'm fingers crossed. I'll send you good mojo. When we have these compounding celestial energies like this, they're, for those of us who are kind of aware of what these celestial energies are all about, what they do, what kind of effects they have, some of us can tend to go into like panic mode and start to freak out like, oh no, here we go. Getting on this roller coaster again, really? Didn't this just happen? Well, here's the thing. It's a choice. You can decide to take the perspective and look at these energies as something that is going to derail you, powerfully kind of pull you out of alignment with what you're working on, but that may necessarily not be so. What you can do during this time when you have these compounding celestial energies, a lot of power surges of energies happening at once, what you can do is just kind of shift your energy around what you're doing. And instead of focusing on maybe taking massive action in your life, these energies aren't necessarily in alignment with taking massive action, but they are in alignment with kind of pulling back the lens on your life as a whole and looking at all the parts of the puzzle, looking at all the moving parts. Hey Tammy, if you're here, ladies, let me know you're here. Say hello. I see 6 people here, but I only see 2 people commenting. Say hello and let me know you're here. It's just about knowing what to be in alignment with at this time. So when we tend to go into panic mode, we think that all the hard work that we're doing and all the massive action we're taking is just going to get derailed. Well, maybe you want to take that time that you would normally be energetically investing in like a big push or taking massive action in your life. Instead, maybe have that translate into more planning, strategizing, taking a look again at all the moving parts in your life right now and seeing how they all fit together. What's working, what's not working, who's working in your life, who's not working in your life. This is notoriously, for me, and I don't know if anyone else has this happen to them as well, but this time of year with this, and definitely last year at Lionsgate, there was a powerful surge of energy around me letting go of things in my life and some people in my life that were toxic. Situations, people, beliefs that have been toxic and just literally polluting my energy and keeping me out of energetic alignment with that which I'm creating. This is a good time to look at all the moving parts. So what's really happening with this compounding of celestial energies and how you truly reap the benefits of it is understand it for what it is. Here is what these energies are really lending themselves to right now. Complete and total transformation. Complete and total transformation. Now, just the thought of that may derail you because it may just be like, it may feel so colossally huge to you that it makes you just not want to do anything. But if you are honest with what you have been asking for, the things that you have been asking to manifest, the things that you are divinely co-creating with the universe, what is that? Is it transformation? Are you asking to be a different person? Are you asking to create new ways of being? If that is the case, then you are powerfully aligned with these energies right now. This convergence of celestial events is creating a power surge that is lending itself to overall transformation. And I'm not just talking about one shift in your life here, in your relationship, a tweak here with your love life, a tweak here in your career. I'm talking about the kind of transformation that creates a cascade effect and changes and touches every aspect of your life. That kind of transformation. Now, at first blush, this is colossally huge, and it can make you feel like really overwhelmed and really confused. And it can put you in a little bit of a tizzy. But that's why it's really important to take this time instead. Understand what this energy does. Understand what this energy creates, okay? It creates this perfect alignment for you looking at all those aspects of your life. What would you really be okay with in terms of having this change? Are you ready? You get to ask yourself, am I ready to have this change? Am I ready to have this transform? Because even though these energies are lending themselves to overall, complete, full cascade effect transformation, you still have free agency. You still have free will. So you get to decide if you want this level of transformation or not. You can still use this energy and kind of channel it to create small changes and tweaks. But if you've been asking for overall transformation that affects every aspect of your life, this is the time for you to be in planning mode. This is the time for you to pull back and be in retreat. And I'm not talking about retreat out of fear. I'm talking about the kind of retreat where you do some soul searching. You go into the deepest depths of who you are to excavate the answer to this question. What do I really want? What do I really want? Not what you should want, not what you're supposed to want, not what someone else is telling you to want, not what society is telling you to want. What do you really want? You get to ask yourself at this time, what do I really want? And when you start to form an answer to this question, right alongside that, you get to see the things in your life, those moving parts that I'm talking about, that aren't in alignment with that ultimate vision and feeling of what it is that you truly desire, what you really want. It is only in these moments of retreating into the inner depths that we get to excavate and find the answers to these questions of what do I really want? What's gonna make me feel really happy? Going forward in this time where I get to kind of pool all my resources, gather my arsenal, because that's literally like Mercury retrograde. I love it. I love it. I had another job offer yesterday and it fits perfectly. Angela, that's amazing. That's amazing. I am so glad to hear that. Angela is a graduate of my first round of Heal, Awaken, Align bootcamp. We did a lot of work around this, didn't we? What do I really want? And we're about to go for round 2. It starts Monday. 3 spots left. That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that, Angela. I'm thrilled for you. Hi, Gladys. And there's Tammy. Hi. So you get to really look at this stuff. And it's, again, Mercury retrograde is amazing. I love Mercury retrograde. You know why? Because the energies of Mercury retrograde really allow you to align with the energy of going into shadow. Going into that place of retreat. Again, not out of fear. That when I talk about retreat, I'm talking about that place of pulling back into your inner depths and taking a look at what's there in the deepest recesses and parts of you. Maybe taking a look at the things that you've been shoving down because they felt uncomfortable. You didn't want to look at it. You want to deal with it right now. I'd rather not see it right now. Thank you very much. It doesn't go anywhere. All that stuff is still there. So if you haven't wanted to look at it or deal with it, or you felt like I need to be in productive mindset now, I need to move through productivity, I need to create something, I need to produce something, then maybe it hasn't been the right timing for you at other junctures to want to do this work of inner excavation. But I'm telling you that that's one of the benefits right now of these compounding celestial energies of Mercury retrograde, the Lion's Gate portal, the blood moon lunar eclipse. Things are changing, and not just changing, they are transforming. So this is a time for you to completely refresh, renew, replenish, reinvigorate by retreating into yourself and seeing what's working and what isn't working. What kind of relationships do you have in your life that just don't jibe with your vibe anymore? It's time to bid those adios. You can do that in a very loving way. It's not like you have to, give someone the boot. Don't let your ass hit the door on the way out kind of thing. It doesn't have to be like that. Lovingly saying goodbye to something is making peace with something that no longer serves you. And the energy with which you say goodbye to something can be ultimately that closure that you need. So that you can, let's just say, mark that lesson, download it and complete, so you don't have to go through a cycle of learning this lesson over again. You don't need to do that if you're already done with it. So if you make peace with the lesson, you excavate that part of you that allows you to see that this lesson is, in fact, downloaded and complete. Unless you go into that place of inner retreat, you're not going to find it. Unless it's so cataclysmic and so monumentally life-shattering that it is front and center. But for many of us, that level of epiphany or revelation, it doesn't happen on that level. It happens on a more subtle level. But until we go looking for it, sometimes we don't even know we've marked certain lessons downloaded and complete. So this brings me into the next topic. This is a time to make peace with certain karmic contracts, soul contracts, earthly contracts that you have been holding on to that you are done with. Because that is also what lends itself to complete and total transformation. Because when you mark a karmic lesson, a soul lesson, an earthly contract, downloaded and complete, what you are creating is an energetic void. There's a lot of valuable real estate energetically available for you now to create the things that you are asking for, to bring in the things that you've been manifesting, to put yourself in full receiving mode for what it is that you've been asking for and co-creating actively with the universe. Does that make sense? So I have, hi Raquel, and hi Gladys. Did I say Gladys? Yes, I did. If you go to my blog, catherineMassel.com/blog-1, I think in the first 5 or 6 things in the blog catalog is a post on, actually I'll just pull it up and share it because it's right here. Clearing and releasing your earthly contracts. This is a powerful thing to review at this time. Because again, These energies are helping you to transform by allowing you to release, let go of, make peace with, send it away with love, all of these things that have been taking up valuable real estate within you. So that means holding on to earthly and karmic contracts that we may have completed. But until we do the inner excavation, until we do this kind of retreat into our inner depths, we don't realize that we have finished with a lesson. We have finished with a contract. So here it is, renegotiating your earthly contracts. You may want to read this article if you have a sneaking suspicion that this is you. You may want to read this. And then you have also this free agency to clear these contracts, to be done with certain beliefs, to be done with certain feelings, to be done with certain behaviors, to be done with certain patterns or programs. If you find yourself, again, during this time of retreat and going inward, you're able to see this kind of loop cycle of behavior that you create in your life that is diminishing to your overall experience. This, more often than not, about 95% of the time, has a lot to do with a karmic contract that you're holding on to. So I'm going to copy and paste this so you can see it and read through that. Okay? Renegotiating your earthly contracts. As a free agent with free will, you have the power to renegotiate your earthly contracts, to create new ones, to be done with the old ones and create new ones, okay? This is a time to be in planning and strategizing mode, okay? Imagine that you are creating a business plan, and that business plan is you and who you want to be. So this is the time to journal, write it all out. What do I really want? What am I holding on to? What kind of beliefs or feelings that I'm holding on to that are in direct opposition, that are creating a disconnect or creating a counter intention to what it is that I want? Write those beliefs down. This is the first exercise that we do in Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp, because we owe it to ourselves to sort out this disconnect, this counter intention that we may be creating in our daily lives by, I want this thing, but meanwhile, I'm holding on to this belief. I'm feeling this every day. I'm aligning with this energy every day. I'm entering into this loop cycle of behavior every single day. So all of that is creating a counter intention to what it is that you want to be. So the universe is confused as hell. All aspects of yourself are confused as hell. This is your time to deconstruct all of that, pull it apart. Take this time of retreat seriously. You may think that this convergence of celestial events is creating a lot of confusion and turmoil. That's because you're not giving these energies a job to do. When you give these energies a job to do, and you say, hey, you know what? I'm a powerful creator of my experience. I'm a powerful master builder of creating new ways of being. I can funnel these energies into doing this inner work right now and planning what it is that I will do when it's right and divinely timed for me to take massive action. I'll know exactly what to do. I'll know exactly what behaviors to start kind of upping my game with a little bit. Does that make sense? Do you guys have questions about that? Angela says, I'm very pensive during Mercury retrograde. I don't anymore. I used to. Once I started realizing that I am a powerful master builder of my experience and I can actually funnel these energies. If you think they're powerful up here, but you don't think that they don't translate down here, you are mistaken. As above, so below. You can channel these energies and use them as catalyzing energies for creating what you are asking for. It's just that instead of taking massive action, you're using this to kind of gather your arsenal. You're gathering your resources. You are bringing in new tools, okay? Which brings us to the next thing, okay? Many of us are feeling this kind of uptick in our intuitive abilities. My intuition has been off the charts lately. I've been knowing who's going to call me. I've been knowing when things are going to go wrong. There are a couple things this week that I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen, and it did. And kind of this walking this fine line of like, if you're so energetically in tune with what's going to happen, are you creating it, or are you just moving it along faster, or whatever that is? I don't know. But to me, it's just, I knew things were going to happen, and they did. I knew people were going to call me, and they did. I knew this client was going to reach out to me and want to work with me. They did. Like, all of these things are allowing me to realize that there is a real uptick in my intuitive abilities. My clairaudience feels sharper. My clairsentience, my feeling space. So when I've been in a crowd lately in the supermarket, like, I'm not even going to go into the story because it's too crazy, and you might not believe me, and that's okay. I don't want to go into that. But I knew something was going to happen when I was in the supermarket, because I could feel something from this woman when I walked past her, and it ended up happening. Okay? I just kind of chuckled to myself, because I was like, but I knew it was going to happen, so it's not a big deal, and it doesn't freak me out anymore. But this might be happening for you. You might have this real boost in your intuitive abilities right now. So your sense of inner knowing, your inner hearing, your inner seeing, whatever is your strongest clair, you might notice that that is even more intense right now. Okay? So something else that these energies kind of lend themselves towards is we are going to be in our head a lot. This means mental energy, but also, like, in our head, I'm talking about, like, you're going to be in the crown chakra and the brow chakra, like, a lot. So you're going to feel a strong concentration of energies around the crown and the brow. This is just because of the way these compounding celestial energies affect us while we're in a body. You're going to feel an intense, acute concentration of energies here. So it's really important to balance the whole body right now, to bring yourself into balance. Really easy way to do this is just, I posted something in Ascending Earth Creatrix a little earlier. Angela says, and downloads, lots of them. Yes, which is great, because I'm starting Heal Awaken Align Bootcamp again on Monday, and I have just so much information that's coming in that I'm going to be adding to the group. But Angela says, off the chart. Raquel says, my clairs are sharp as well. Yes, many of us are noticing this. So use this. Don't get freaked out by them. Don't get caught up in that energy, because that actually makes you second guess your abilities. Just accept it. Just go with it. Just be in the flow with it. And those moments of epiphanies, those revelations that are coming in, write them down. Because there is going to be kind of a story that develops, if that makes sense. The more you write down these epiphanies that you have, these little revelations, as small or trivial as they may seem, doesn't matter, write them down. Put them in your phone as reminders or whatever, so that you can write them down in your journal later on. Any little trivial things that happen in your day that just kind of hit you in the body that were like, oh, that's important, write it down. And when you start writing this stuff down, you'll see that it starts to form a bigger story and tells you more about what's going on in your life, and will give you perhaps a bigger answer about a problem you've been trying to solve, okay? That's also what these energies lend themselves to, and another benefit you can reap from this time, okay? Even if it seems trivial and not important, if it hits you somewhere in your body, we're like, ooh, that seems significant, write it down. Don't discount it. What was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought. Tammy says, I've been getting lots of new downloads too. Yes, this is the norm during this time. Don't let yourself get freaked out by it or let it derail you. Don't second guess it. Oh, so I was talking about the mental energy. So it's not just mental energy. It's not just reptile brain, although that is a big part of it, because there's going to be this, because you have a major influx of information coming into the brow, to the pineal gland, and through the crown, because you're getting a lot of ascension energies coming in through the crown, you're going to want to counter that with some mental energy, and this is where you're going to second guess it. This is where you're going to start wanting to deconstruct the experience of what's happening and say, that's not really happening, I don't really have that power, why is this happening to me, why would I know this, who am I to know this? Don't do that. Resist the urge to go into that mental energy of trying to deconstruct things that are happening or second guess it. It's a waste of your time, it's a waste of your energy. Let this energy just flow in. This is your time to just categorize it, to bring it in, to write it down, and maybe not make sense of it when it's coming in, but just kind of catalog it all. Bring it all in, write it down, put it in your journal. Do whatever it is that you do normally to try to make sense out of a situation or whatever. Writing it down is the best for me, because when I see it and it's written down, that somehow becomes more real to my mental body, to my reptilian brain, and to my subconscious. Okay? And when you write things down and that part of you that is the subconscious reads that, and all of these things are coming in at a rate where it's just like, oh, this is normal now, the subconscious starts to loosen the reins a little bit on trying to make sense out of everything that's coming in. Does that make sense to you guys? All right. So you want to be more in your body. There's so much energy happening up here. You need to bring this down. You need to ground it. So whatever your favorite grounding exercises are, I have the Grounding and Protecting Masterclass, which has over 20 different grounding and protecting tips, techniques, exercises, and stuff in there, and a couple different energy healings. That's only $47. So if you want that, let me know. It's a great tool to have on hand, especially if you're an energy healer and you want to have a big arsenal of grounding and protecting techniques that you can share with your clients. $47. It's totally great investment. Because we have only one filter for our experience here on this planet, our physical body, this right here. That is our only filter for our experience here. We have to take care of it. This is a call to action during this, period of compounding celestial energies. It's a call to action to take better care of the body. Because the more love and compassion and kindness, the more support you give your physical body right now, which is your only filter for this experience, not only are you a better receiver of energies that are coming in, you're also a better transmitter of energies going out, okay? So that means, like, whatever messages you want to send to the universe at this time about what it is that you really want, for instance, the more you are taking care of your body, showing it love, giving it the support that it needs, nourishing it, fueling it. I'm not talking about eating a bag of Cheetos. I'm talking about, this is my green water. I drink it a lot during this time. I detox my body, and I also detox my mind. This helps me to get rid of my brain fog. I make this big batch, like a 2-liter batch of spa water. It has liquid chlorophyll in it, it has parsley in it, it has cucumber in it, it has lemon in it, it has mint in it, it has aloe vera juice in it. It is the best, like, detox for the body. My body just feels like full of energy. It feels clear. I'm flushing the body. I'm drinking this water all day long. It's nice and cold. It's refreshing. It tastes good. It also helps to eliminate brain fog, which is one of the major ascension symptoms that we have at this time, is brain fog. If you take care of the body and you flush it with pure water, maybe even infused water like I've done. If you want the recipe, I'll post it. Let me know. But nourishing the body, and not just with fuel, not just with intake, but you want to be purging the body as well. So you need to break a sweat. However you want to do this. It's the summertime. If you like to go for a swim, that's great, because you get the whole body involved. That's excellent for this time for grounding. If you are a runner, if you like to jog, maybe you like to power walk, maybe you like to ride your bike, it's summertime. Get outside. Not only does getting outside allow you to be grounded in the magnetic energies of the earth, and you sync up with the magnetic energies of the earth very easily, but you are in the sun. And the sun helps you to, when you are in the sun without your sunglasses on, I'm not talking about staring at the sun, but you are receiving powerful rays. You're receiving some powerful vitamin D, which also nourishes the body. Make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. But being out in the sun is actually very grounding as well, okay? Breaking a sweat is really important right now, because it allows you to be fully grounded in your body, and it is a catharsis that will feel great to you. You will sleep better. A lot of the major problems that we suffer with at this time is feeling exhausted, but at the same time not being able to sleep at night. So this will help you because you'll be tired at the end of the day. Your body will be ready to rest. You will find less restlessness, decreased levels of sleeplessness. You'll find that, especially if you're someone like me that has a really hard time sleeping during the full moon, the more I exercise or ground my energy throughout the day, the better I will sleep at night. If you are someone that likes to meditate a lot every day, definitely keep doing it if that's part of your daily routine and you like to meditate. But this is a call to action during these times of compounding celestial energies to balance that with some more grounding. Again, got to get out of your head a little bit. You got to balance what's up here, the intense energy up here, with the rest of the body, okay? And this could even be something, if you like to knit, or you like to do things with your hands, if you like to paint or draw, sculpt, whatever that is, doing something with your hands at this time brings the energy from up here down here. You need to bring it down below the heart. Because when you bring the energy that's very intense in the upper chakras down below the heart is like the bridge between the upper and the lower chakras. So when you're bringing the energy down, especially into your hands, which are it's an extension of the heart chakra, but it's also, the hands are very, very linked with expression and will. So that's bringing it down into the solar plexus, it's bringing it down into the root. You will feel a lot more balanced and grounded in your energies, okay? So this is definitely an invitation this time to balance all these energies. Be in your body as much as possible. Ground your energy. And when you're doing this, okay, what you are doing when you're bringing this energy from up here down here, through physical exercise, using your hands, whatever that is that helps you to balance your chakras and bring what's up here down below, you are putting yourself in prime receiving mode. Because the more you are grounded, the more you're using your hands or bringing your energy down to the lower chakras, you are accessing root chakra energy. And when you're doing that, not only are you more aligned with the magnetic frequency of Mother Earth, but it puts you into divine receiving mode. So in this time where you are planning or strategizing your next big, massive action moves, the things that you're going to fully embody going forward, if you're not putting your body in receiving mode, how do you expect these things to come into you? Okay? One of the biggest mistakes we make when we are actively trying to manifest something and be in receiving mode is we just think we want to meditate all the time or do mindset work all the time, which is great. Those things are great, but it's not bringing in a balance with the body. Because when we receive something, let's just say if you're trying to manifest more money, it's not your mind that receives it. It's not your crown chakra that receives it. It's your physical body that spends the money that you receive, okay? So it's your body that needs to be in receiving mode. How do you do that? Be more active with the body. Be in receiving mode with the body. Give the body more love. Give it the support it needs. You're very, very keen at this time at being able to listen to what the body is asking for. It may be asking for more protein. Maybe it's asking for more fats. Maybe it's asking for more water. Listen to the body. Give it what it needs. Nourish it. Fuel it. And don't be surprised if that totally changes your manifesting game. Because your body is the ultimate receiver of that which you're manifesting. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay? Does that make sense? This is a time to be detoxing. So I'm not talking about just detoxing the body, even though I just came off of talking about detoxing the body. Yes, do that. Through maybe limiting the intake of things that you know just aren't nourishing or fueling the body, okay? But this also means detoxing from some toxic relationships in your life. This is a time to look at who is in your life right now that is maybe that voice that is consistently or has consistently been diminishing your experience, talking trash, throwing shade, whatever that is, and you've known that this is a person that is toxic to you, that this is a person that does not align with that vision. Hopefully when you ask yourself, what do I really want? If you're honest with, does this person go along with that journey? Is this person going to align with me in that journey? And you can be honest with yourself, ladies, at this time, if that is a person that's going to go along with you on your journey or not. Could be an old friend, could be a family member. And just because you're going to see them at family functions and whatever, it doesn't mean you have to be buddy-buddy, and it doesn't mean you have to play their game anymore, okay? Because sometimes people want to play this game with you of, they're asking you to be a mirror for their own self-hatred. They're asking you to be a mirror for their own lack of self-esteem or lack of self-confidence. And you've agreed to a certain degree to play along in that game. You no longer have to. You no longer have to. You can give yourself permission to be done with that game and no longer engage in that game with them, especially if you know that they are toxic to you. Situations in your life, you can detox from those. Maybe it's engaging in too much social media and reading posts from people that are just like, this person always has crap to say. This person is always mad. This person is always outraged. This person is always talking trash about other people. Unfriend them, okay? Detox from that. Maybe you've been watching too much news, okay? There's one thing, it's one thing about being informed and knowing what's going on. But let's face it, we don't need to know every single travesty that Donald Trump is engaging in at this point. We just don't. We know who he is. We know what he does. We don't have to be in this place of reading every single news article about his recent travesty of what he's committed against the American people, right? We don't need to keep ourselves in those modes. So if you are noticing that something is really, really toxic to your energy, detox from it. Lovingly let it go. And you can do this in a way where you just say, thanks for being there, but I'm done with you now. I see that this is creating an energetic dissonance in my energy, and I'm lovingly letting this go because I love myself that much. That also puts your body in receiving mode, because that sends a very crystal clear message to your body. It's like, I only want to put good things in you. That means thoughts, feelings, as well as food or water, right? So this is how, ladies, you reap the benefits of this time. And when you ask yourself, going back to the very beginning of what I talked about in this call, what do I really want? This is probably the most important question to ask yourself at this time. Because when you come up with this answer to this question, what do I really want? The second that answer starts to come in, and maybe there are many, many different answers that come in around that, you can instantly see during this time, because the mirrors are so powerful during this time, the projections are so powerful during this time, the clarity, the contrast is so powerful at this time. The second you're able to see all these things about what I really want, you are instantly provided with all the things that are showing you where you are in opposition to that. You can feel into a certain belief or a feeling, an emotion right away that's like, but I'm feeling this every day, or I'm believing this every day. I'm behaving this way every day. I'm adopting this pattern or this loop cycle of behavior every single day. You're able to see where you are entering into that contrast of here's what I really want, and here's where I'm not allowing myself to have it. Catalog this stuff. Write it down. And then vow to yourself to systematically clear it, to release it, to purge it. Ask yourself why you're holding on to that belief. How has it served you? And an even more powerful way to look at that belief that you're holding that's creating a counter-intention of what you really want is to say, what's the negative consequence of me holding on to this belief? In other words, like, what is the benefit of you holding on to this belief? What does that mean you then don't have to step up and do if you are holding on to this belief? And where is that, in other words, keeping you from complete and total transformation? That kind of transformation that hits you in all aspects of your being. And ask yourself, okay, well, if I understand that these powerful compounding of energies right now is lending itself to complete and total transformation, where maybe do I not want that? Why don't I want transformation? Why don't I want to change? What's the fear behind it? This is a time to unravel all those things, to deconstruct all of those things. to see where you are voluntarily holding yourself back, where you are agreeing to be in lack, where you are agreeing to be in scarcity. How is that serving you? Why is it serving you? Is there a reason why you want to be in those energies? So you don't have to step up to a new level of being because you're afraid of that new level of responsibility. You're afraid of creating a whole new way of being, because that means you lose the identity of who you have been. This is a real fear that many of us have. If we have complete and total transformation, that means that we are releasing an old identity, an old structure within which we defined every area of our life. That's scary. But for some of us, that's really powerful. For me, it was really, really powerful. Because I keep asking for transformation. I keep asking for transformation because I see the way I was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And it's not that I didn't like that person, but I saw how entrenched in fear that person was. And how that fear was keeping me from a level of experience, not only in my own life, to enjoy a higher quality of life, but to be able to bring in the information that helps my clients, for instance, those women that I work with, help them to see their own transformational patterns, and how those transformational patterns, if they can unravel what the fear is behind the pattern within which or how we transform, that how that can create instant shifts in their life that allows them to create whole new ways of being that are aligned with abundance and prosperity and joy, just friggin' joy. And being in that space and allowing myself to finally inhabit that space, you better believe it gives me so much power and enthusiasm and inspiration and creativity to be able to talk about this with those of you who, who show up for these lives, those of you who are my clients, those of you who sign up in my programs. I know you feel that enthusiasm on me when I share this stuff with you. It's because I just came from that. I just came from that transformation. I came from knowing what that fear was. I came from knowing how it feels to be tethered by your own fear, by the energies of lack, by the energies of scarcity. And I know how diminishing that can be. And how it creates this pall, this cloud, this veil around you, and it makes you feel like I can never change, I'll never be different. But how that only and ever is a choice. So this is the biggest call to action for you at this time with these compounding celestial energies, and the biggest benefit you can reap from this right now is to ask yourself if you are willing to transform. If you are willing to create that kind of change that affects all aspects of your being. And if not, why? Why don't you want to transform? Because maybe transformation for you means fully inhabiting who you're supposed to be at this time, who you're meant to be, why you came here, what you came to share, what you came to emit as a light being to inspire others, to be a way shower, a light bearer for others. So I hope this has hit you in the feels. Gladys has been practicing steadily. Raquel says, I'm laughing out loud because I've been detoxing people in my life. Thank you for the confirmation. It's a good time to do it. Not only to detox from people, but to detox from toxic beliefs that we're holding, toxic feelings of fear, lack, scarcity, grief, sorrow, loss that we've been holding, that we feel that maybe we've been obligated to hold on to. And that is always a cue to look at a karmic contract, a soul contract that you've been holding on to. If you don't know how to do this, I'm brilliant at doing this kind of work. Some of the ladies that are watching here live, when we do belief work together, they can tell you that doing belief work is incredibly powerful. That's what we're doing in the first 2 weeks of Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp. So if you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you are looking for transformation not only in your life but in your business, how you offer what you offer, how to bring your business from 3D into 5D, Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp. And I can tell you right now, because of the downloads that I have been bringing in for this course and the amount of content and material and value that's in the 6-week Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp, it is never going to be this price again. But when you do invest with me, you get to have a seat in each future teaching of Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp. I'm going to be teaching it twice more this year. You never pay a dime more once you make your initial investment. So these ladies that are watching here live, Angela in particular, she's going to be joining us for the next round. Katerina is going to be joining us for the next round. They don't have to pay a dime more, but they're going to get more value and content the second time around. So if this is you, come join us. Come join us. Heal, Awaken, Align Bootcamp. Angela says it's absolutely amazing, so worth it. I know she's jazzed to get started on Monday. There is also, if you want to use this time to strategize, to plan, to figure out where you are right now and kind of close the gap from where you are right now to where you want to be, and do some planning and strategizing, figuring out what do I really want, and looking at those beliefs that you're holding that are keeping you in a place of counter intention to that, from A to Being. It's a very minimal investment. It's an online course you can download. It's a bundle, so you get all the stuff right when you sign up for it. It's $49. Really incredible, really powerful, lots of value, lots of content for only 49 bucks. So take a look at that. I posted that in the group here today, and I'm going to post it on my business page too. Very healing and enlightening. Awesome. Tammy says, I'm jazzed too. Yes, Tammy's going to be joining us on Monday. I'm very excited for that. It's going to be so perfect for you, Tammy. She says, I had something show up this week that looked like an opportunity. I was wary of it, but took a step towards it. And now it looks like that's being released. Mixed feelings, but I know it wasn't right for me. Ooh, okay. Trust those intuitive hits, ladies. This is what I mean about getting in your head and second guessing it. We're gonna do that. It's natural for us to do that. But this is a time to let those kind of gut feelings, those intuitive hits, override our mental reasoning, our analytical approach to it, okay? Because the intuitive hits are so strong right now. This compounding of celestial energies is really lending itself to our intuition being like at the forefront right now. So trust your intuitive hits. Tammy, I bet further on down the road, when you have more hindsight on this, you'll be able to see that you did make the right choice. All right, ladies, thank you for joining me. This has been so much fun. I'm going to be posting, if you want to watch this again, I'm going to be posting it on my YouTube channel, and it will also be posted as an audio podcast on my Abundant Intuitive podcast. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Mwah, love and light.